Hi, my name is Maria Jacob, and this is my MPP portfolio for May 2016 graduation. So I want to start off with a little bit about myself. I graduated from the University of Connecticut in 2008 with an undergraduate degree in natural resources management. And after graduation, I started working as a National Marine Fisheries Service observer. So I worked on commercial fishery research. I worked on commercial fishing vessels for 3.5 years, and then I worked for another 2 years after that with the same company for the National Marine, but as a contractor for the National Marine Fisheries Service at their regional office in Gloucester. So I worked on lobster management at that point, preparing NEPA documents, which includes data and analysis to reflect the pros and cons of management measures that are proposed in an act for an action, for a particular action. So during that time, I worked on limited access programs for some of the lobster management areas and helped prepare that environmental impact statement. So, or helped improve that environmental impact statement, I should say. So, after that contractor position, it was a 5-year contract. I worked for 2 years under the contract and then applied and was accepted. So now I currently work with the New England Fishery Management Council as a fishery specialist and have worked with the council um, since 2014. Really, I was looking for a challenge. I had, at that point, gotten everything I could, in my opinion, out of the contractor position, and I was ready for a challenge. And the council certainly delivered on that. So I've got to say the timing has been challenging with learning new material on both ends, but I think having the experience uh, from both sides at the same time have sort of solidified this overall experience and learning experience. So applying what I've learned in the classroom to my work has been great. I've been able to do that, and I think that's one of the benefits of this program. The end of year deliverables are typically broad enough that students can pull apart a particular area of interest and focus on it. And that flexibility to respond to assignments based on a particular interest has been beneficial for me. So that aspect of the program has allowed me to, in some cases, focus more time on a particular issue that I wouldn't otherwise have the time to focus on while meeting um, deliverables for the class, for a class. So it's been great. So why UMass Dartmouth, and why this program in the MPP program online? Well, the online component to the program certainly makes a difference, and the University of Massachusetts Dartmouth campus, particularly FMAS program, is reputable in fishery science and management. So for those reasons, it was sort of like a no-brainer, and having the ability to complete the program online allowed me to work full time and not alter my work schedule. Ultimately, it's difficult to sort of move up without having your master's. Yet it's difficult to go back to school and obtain your master's without leaving that job and hoping you'd have another job once you graduate. So it's a gamble for sure, and finding a good balance is important. But going back and obtaining your master's sooner rather than later is certainly, I think, the better path in most cases. I think this public policy program certainly fits in well with fisheries management and fishery policy decisions, and I think that evaluating those policy decisions is one of the skill sets I've obtained through this program. I think sometimes we get far removed from or too close to a problem that we're not able to take a step back and evaluate the efficiency of a program. And I think recently the councils had to speak on that. And so there will be reviews of our tax share programs, for example, upcoming. And I think it forces you to think about what program you put into place and how it's served a better good. So whether it be protecting a resource, maintaining the sustainability of a fishing port, and so other considerations, economic considerations, and and um, and those ecosystem considerations are important as well. So you want to protect the health of a resource, recognizing that we do harvest fish domestically and need to do so in a sustainable manner for the betterment of us all. And because it's a public resource, and the interest of the agency to do so as directed by Congress. So we work with the Magnuson-Stevens Act a lot. We work under, based on the provisions provided in the Magnuson-Stevens Act, and we work with the National Environmental Policy Act as well. So and the Administrative Procedures Act. So I think those three particular bodies of law have direct implications for my line of work. So being able to go through those courses certainly makes a big difference. And I think particularly APA and NEPA, those the materials covered in those courses have made a difference in my line of work. So that's the benefit of the program. So again, there's other things to consider with the program that are beneficial to students, including the online component for the entire program. I was able to waive the internship component based on my work experience, so it is possible to obtain the entire program online, which I think helps to diversify the program. I'm not sure, but hopefully it does, because essentially what I'm imagining is that if the student really wanted to, they could obtain the degree online at a U.S. college, but overseas. So I think hopefully that's a component that's in practice right now. So I think that's a benefit if that's the case. And I think having materials that are due over the weekend and less time sensitive information is or less time sensitive deliverables is important as well. And most of these professors have engaged with students throughout the process on a weekly basis to check in, to follow up from the previous week, and what to expect in the upcoming week. I think engagement by the professors, just as they would with an in classroom set of students, I think is important, and I hope there are ways to keep that going and to improve where it can be improved. That's certainly a benefit. So I also have some suggestions for improvements. I think that all courses should have a video lecture component to it, just like you would in the classroom, to more streamline the process. Like the learning experience is the same whether you're in the classroom or not. Having a more comparative program to that is beneficial. I think that an MPP program that focuses on improved skill sets with regards to presentations is certainly helpful. It certainly helped me, and I think being being in a role where presenting information in front of the council of voting members and open to the public, and having those recordings available online for all to play back. It's certainly stressful, but I think this program has helped improve my presentation skills, which is great. I think it's an important part of the program that should, and the focus shouldn't be lost. So I think that should remain an important part of the program. And I think that the program can be improved so that there's added competition to the program. So adding a competitive nature to the program means you have um, students that are graduating and ready to work in the field, in that particular field. So the information, so monitoring whether the information is being absorbed is important. And I think you can only do that based on exam results in this case. So as I stated earlier, I currently work as a fishery specialist for the New England Fishery Management Council. Current work includes the work to support the council's industry-funded monitoring amendment, and also providing support for our analyst on the deep sea coral amendment, and working as the council staff member for the research steering committee, and we're working right now on some multi-year research priorities for all of the management plans. So I think that's what I'm currently working on. I've done some side work as well with Jonah Crab, which was one of my research papers, so that certainly helped give me the edge to sort of take on that tasking at work. And that, basically, I've been able to apply real time what I'm learning, because the program allows for you to learn on the job and learn through an online program. So it sort of solidifies what you're learning. I think it helps retain that information. It helps you retain that information because you're learning through multiple different, multiple avenues, and I think that improves your overall learning experience. So on my portfolio, just quickly, I have the courses I've taken and the deliverables. So I have here the papers, usually end of year papers and presentations. I've also attached my resume and some presentations from what I've prepared for the council. So including audio, so you can click on this link and listen to the audio for the presentation on the industry funded monitoring amendment. What else here? I provided some data analysis on these particular pages with regards to Jonah Crab Jonah Crab management and its impact on non-trap permit holders, fishery permit holders. So that's important as well. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this amazing learning experience. Thank you for taking the time to teach us what we needed to learn to really apply this type of a degree to our work. And I look forward to seeing hopefully, the faculty on graduation day. But thank you. Thank you for all that you've done to help me along the way.